When are you gonna take it?
Sometimes I don't.
Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. This is amazing, almost majestic. What am I looking at? Show 'em, Shelley. No, not that. This is something even rarer than a dumb old cat. Shh. Look, it's the first ever meeting of a Chinese and Taiwanese leader. But unlike all those unenlightened news photographers with their flashes going off, I'm not going to take the photo. I have video from Reuters. You know, this was a pretty historic moment, though. On Saturday in Singapore, Chinese leader Xi Jinping met with Ma Ying-jeou, the president of Taiwan. It's the first time this has happened since the Chinese Civil War ended in 1949. That's when the Communist Party seized control of mainland China and the Republic of China government fled to Taiwan. Now, under what's known as the 1992 Consensus, Taiwan and mainland China agree that there is only one China to rule them all, one China to find them, one China to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. There is officially only one nation called China, and Taiwan is a part of that. It's just both sides say they're the legitimate government of the whole thing. This has caused some tensions in the past, made worse by the fact the Communist Party threatens to invade if Taiwan ever tries to declare it's an independent country. In fact, China's People's Liberation Army reportedly has thousands of missiles pointed at Taiwan. And earlier this year, the People's Liberation Army even staged a mock invasion of the Taiwan presidential palace. And that's why it's so incredible to see Xi Jinping and Ma Ying-jeou shaking hands on the same stage. Even though they share the same language, history, and culture, Taiwan and mainland China couldn't be more different, like they were from different planets.
Deep in space lies an imperfect duplicate of the Earth known as the Bizarro World. On this topsy-turvy planet live weird doubles of the citizens of Metropolis, including the city's most famous superhero.
Yes, it be Bizarro number 1.
Taiwan and China are basically like Superman and Bizarro Superman. Taiwan has beautiful, clear waters. Mainland China has filthy, toxic sludge. Taiwan has freedom of the press. Mainland China has freedom to be oppressed. Taiwan has a president, and wait, so does mainland China. Only the people didn't vote for this president. Doesn't stop there either. After the meeting, both Xi and Ma held press conferences, but one was not like the other. Reporters asked Ma the tough questions, and he responded the way a democratically elected leader typically responds, with bold-faced lies. Xi Jinping, however, didn't even show up at the mainland China press conference. Instead, China's Minister of Taiwan Affairs office went up against softball questions from Chinese state-run media. Of course, if you live in mainland China, you wouldn't have seen how a democratically elected Mandarin-speaking president deals with tough questions from a free press because state-run television didn't show it. So what did this meeting accomplish? Well, there were no joint statements given and no agreements made. So you might be asking yourself, why did it even happen? That's a good question. Since Ma Ying-jeou became president in 2008, he's helped bring the two nations closer together than ever before. This has not been too popular inside of Taiwan, where some view him as basically cozying up with the enemy that, has thousands of missiles aimed at Taiwan, or in the general direction of Taiwan. But tourism, trade, and economic exchange have risen dramatically. The upside of this is that people from mainland China have a chance to see the non-bizarro version of their country. The downside is that some in Taiwan see the economic ties as simply another form of invasion by the mainland, just without the bullets. That's one of the reasons why it looks like Taiwan's opposition party, the DPP, is poised to defeat Ma Ying-jeou's KMT party in the upcoming January elections. The DPP has always taken a harder line with Beijing. Xi's meeting with Ma probably won't change the likelihood of the DPP's candidate getting elected, but having good relations with the Taiwan government will probably help the Chinese Communist Party as it alienates basically every other one of its other neighbors over territorial disputes in the South China Sea. Because since there's only one China, mainland China and Taiwan by definition make the same outlandish territorial claims. As for Ma, well, he's the first president of Taiwan to ever meet with his bizarro counterpart. Place in history secured. So, what do you think of the meeting? Leave your comments below and be sure to... Who are you?
Me Bizarro Chris. Bizarro #1.
Hi, Chris Chappell here. You know, a year ago I was in Hong Kong covering the Umbrella Revolution. Since it's been a year since I was there, I figured we'd take a look back and remember what the experience was like. No longer will spies be able to freely walk down the streets of China without consequence, because according to Xinhua news agency, China has created a hotline you can call to report on spies.